Imagine standing at the edge of a small financial buffer, not wealthy, not struggling, but constantly aware that one unexpected expense could quietly reshape your entire month, your mood, and even the way you make decisions at work and at home. Because when money is tight enough to stay noticeable, but not tight enough to feel like an emergency, your brain stays permanently alert, scanning for small risks and short-term comfort. And this is exactly why the first $10,000 changes everything in a way that feels emotional, long before it becomes mathematical. The real shift is not the number itself, but the role it plays inside your personal system. Below a certain cash level, every decision competes with survival priorities. Well above it, your mind finally gains the ability to delay, compare, and tolerate uncertainty. That quiet psychological transition is what separates reactive money behavior from strategic money behavior. Even when income does not change and lifestyle stays exactly the same, from a behavioral perspective, scarcity narrows attention, shortens planning horizons, and increases sensitivity to loss. This means people operating without a reliable buffer are more likely to avoid risks that could help them long-term, and more likely to accept small but expensive conveniences that reduce stress today, not because they are careless, but because cognitive bandwidth is limited. When financial pressure stays constantly present in the background of daily life. Now let's look at the simple mechanics, because $10,000 is not magic, but it often represents roughly 3 to 6 months of basic living costs for many households. Mathematically, that creates a temporary income replacement window, meaning a job disruption, delayed payment, or medical bill no longer forces immediate high-interest borrowing, rushed asset selling, or acceptance of the first available financial option. The value of that flexibility grows non-linearly, not in proportion to the amount saved, but in proportion to how many forced decisions it prevents. When you zoom out, this is how economic systems quietly sort people into very different trajectories, not by intelligence or effort, but by liquidity thresholds that determine who can wait, who can negotiate, who can retrain, and who can say no. Over time, those small structural advantages compound into career mobility, healthier risk exposure, and better access to long-term financial instruments that remain invisible when your cash position never crosses that early buffer line. The identity shift is subtle but powerful. Once your financial life is no longer organized around avoiding immediate damage, your internal reference point changes from protection to positioning, and you begin to evaluate opportunities by long-term cost and strategic fit, rather than emotional relief and short-term certainty. This is not confidence and not optimism, but an immeasurable upgrade in how your decision system processes information. $10,000 does not make you rich, and it does not unlock success, but it often marks the first moment when your financial environment stops shaping your behavior more than your intentions. And that is why the earliest liquidity threshold quietly matters more than most people realize.